Any questions for the guys up here? John.
Kevin, you talked about inefficiencies. Can you sort of drill down into what those inefficiencies are and practically what you would change? You're not going to get rid of all of the things that go in the planning process, but are there things that are low-hanging fruit that would make things faster, more affordable?
Okay, I think it's ultimately whether through planning, and I am probably the least knowledgeable person up here to speak on it, right? But I think one house, we said, like getting groups on the same page, getting people, just faster answers. You submit something and you're like, oh, you're back in a month. It's a 2-hour question. But I think it's ultimately trying to find, in my mind, it's probably some level of a public-private partnership within City Hall, within governments that actually want to expedite this and generate revenue and move forward versus just adding more bodies, or I think adding more knowledgeable bodies who are passionate about the outcome. But I don't know, if you come from the private sector, I'm not sure that anybody, in City Hall is incentivized big picture by individual projects, right? So I'm a big believer people do what they're incentivized by pay to do, and if you're not incentivized to do something, there's not going to be any ingenuity or change. And to me, I think even if you take something as simple as housing, we are 500,000 units short in Los Angeles of what we need to do to house our population. That's not going to be solved by anything we're doing on the current path. And so however we want to choose to address that, whether it's changes in policy, how the city handles processes, how do we get developers, better incentives, better timelines. So if you sit here, what Neil's saying, like, if it doesn't pencil out to build, you're not going to get those 500,000 units. So I think we need to start from the backwards of like, what policies do you need to build 500,000 units, and start there and work backwards. And I think, that's not an efficiency, that's structural change, but anything small would help.